artificial intelligence is back, and yeah, and that's why we're also back with another video. This plugin was just released, Sistema, and its idea is that you hit this big button and then it will generate a completely unique synthesizer patch from the category that was chosen up here. And with the free version you can make up to 50 of them. So I guess that that you run out of synth patches really quickly, but you can make presets of them. So if you are always saving them when you like something, then you can actually use this thing. Yeah, let's try it, I guess. So arm this track. Okay, that's a nice intro sound. Let's check out what the knobs do. So the Aura knob dials in some delay. But a weird delay. Why is it so slow? Anyway, darkness. Okay, darkness is sort of a background reverb that sounds a bit like a convolution one. Massive. Okay, so that is unison. Dynamite. I don't know what Dynamite does, it just sounds a bit quieter. Stuff's getting already pretty low in volume. Let's actually run this into a compressor so that we can, or actually not, let's use saturator so that we can see the output levels a bit. Okay, so this is sort of a filter. We can select Aura here too, and Dynamite. Okay, so these controls are a bit weird because you can select Aura and Dynamite in all of them, but the middle thing is always a bit different. And massive. Yeah, got a bit carried away. I don't know what to make of these drop-down menus. I don't like that the knobs can be something different all of the time. Okay, that's a nice way to dial in the monophonicness. So that's polyphonic. And once you click on glide, it's suddenly monophonic. And then you can dial in the speed. The The only thing I criticize here that is that you cannot tell it to only glide when two notes are being pressed at the same time, like in most synthesizers. So if I have any people watching who are quite new to synthesis and want to learn something and think to themselves that this is maybe a good tool for them to just dial in some synthesizers quickly without having to learn the art, then I can show you an example where this can be exceeded by actually learning what you would do. Say you have a synthesizer like Synth 1 and you want to make it monophonic, you would do that by selecting mono. And you can dial in the portamento, which is speed. At the moment it always portamentos. Now if I clicked on auto, it would only portamento up and down if I press two notes at the same time. But when I click them separately, they don't have portamento. And I can also select legato, in which the filter envelope is not triggered again when I'm pressing a new note while already having pressed another note, which is very useful. Actually, I like legato more most of the time than just mono, because it just feels more natural in many moments to have this dynamic going on. Well, anyway, maybe they add that to Sistema at some point. Who knows? Would be cool. Now let's turn off glide again, because I think this excels more in the polyphonic direction. And actually check out the button in the middle. But before doing that, I want to just check out what kind of categories we have. We have 808, bass, synth, pad, lead, plug, bells and keys. And I will select bells, because I didn't make lots of bells lately, and I think I could just need some more bells. And I think we were going for pure bells, so that we got something very cute. Okay. Press again. Nice. Not so nice. Still not very nice. Why is that pure? I think it sounds a bit like an annoyed person. Dut, dut, dut. Okay, maybe it's not very good at pure bells. Let's try airy ones. I don't know. Maybe it's just not very good at bells. I don't feel these bells. Let's try the warm ones maybe. No. Okay, keys. Analog keys. Okay, maybe that could be a cool preset sometimes. So save. I like that it gives automatic names as well. So I can just go on immediately and find something new. That sounds pretty much the same. Let's try a different category. Maybe 808 and modern. What's the most modern 808? Probably not with a reverb on it. Oh, interesting. I mean, it sounds good, but if I wanted to use an 808, I would like to be in control of how much reverb it has. And at the moment, I cannot turn up the tension without also getting reverb. Even though the tension has more to it, there is also some sort of resonant filter that you turn up. And the resonant filter actually sounds good. But still, I want to save the potty possibility to my presets. Let's try something else. Maybe it's kind of funny that they called it synth as if the other things were not synths. Anyway, let's try plugs and airy plugs. Oh, that sounds nice. Okay, that was nice. Should we stick to plugs or try something new? Maybe leads. Leads are not easy. They, as the name suggests, they are in the middle of the sound, so they have to be really good. And let's try a dirty lead, something that really exceeds and being like very nasty. Oh wow. I love how just only this single note has this low end energy. Everything else does not. Why only that note? Anyway, let's go on. Okay, I don't know if that's the lead, but I think it's pretty cool, so it's kind of a flute thing. What can we try next? Did we try pads yet? I don't think so. So let's try pad, and I often like warm pads. Yeah, so let's go. How is that warm? It's so that I don't know if I would call it warm. Okay, that's warm. In this case, I don't want to use all this unison stuff, and also the tension can be very annoying when it comes to the warm sounds. I already start to notice that it becomes a bit repetitive to always dial in the same reverb here. So I don't know if that will be fun like in the long run. It's just like the problem when you try to oversimplify a process like that. Keys. Okay, so keys. Analog keys. So maybe like Rhodes pianos and stuff. That's the only instrument here that sounds like it could sound like something real. Or maybe not. Okay, that one's kind of nice. Let me make a little bit of a conclusion now, because I think it's getting a little bit repetitive that I just hit on this button and find something, and then I either say nice or not nice, and I want to give you my thoughts on this. Yeah, it is sort of a hit and miss if you find something good, but there are some hits actually, so that would mean that it's a useful tool, and I think I will actually use it sometimes. But it also means that whenever you are not completely happy with the sound, you cannot go on and tweak it, even though that would make a lot of sense. And yeah, that's why I would advise everyone to just learn a real synthesizer like Synth 1. And also it feels just way more rewarding. For example, I made this my default patch in Synth 1 because it sounds a bit like a Rhodes piano, but if I wanted now to just add something to it, like an amplitude LFO, which sounds a bit like a tremolo. Then I would do it. Or I could change that to panning. Maybe I would make it less extreme then. Less extreme, less fast. Nice. Or maybe I would increase the vibrato and then make it random. And I could dial in some detune as well, just like with this massive knob. So it's not like it's more complicated in other synthesizers than in new synthesizers. The attempt to make things simple already existed back when Synth 1 was made. I don't want this on this sound though. Or maybe just very subtle. Oh yeah. And then I could choose my own reverb that I want to have after it. I don't know why the reverb must be part of the synthesizer when everyone has their favorite reverbs anyway. See, and now I made a sound that sounds like not only unique, but also it is my own sound, and it just fits perfectly to my mood. While with the synthesizer, I was able to find some sounds that were kind of basic, but they fit to some mood, and they might sometimes work. And if I manage to remember the synthesizer, then I will open it up and use the sound. But maybe that won't happen, because the workflow with a real synthesizer is just like more straightforward if you know how to use a synthesizer. So I don't know. But it's a good idea at least. There are some other things that are problematic about something like that. For example, all of the sounds that you are saving are saved in the cloud. And now I don't know, if I turn off the internet connection now, would this thing still work, or would it not work anymore? Also, if the developer suddenly decides that they, close their business one day, would the plugin still work, or would it then suddenly say, no, the servers don't exist anymore, so I can't work anymore? Because saving patches on the cloud sounds an awful lot like it would break then. So I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of backwards compatibility. If some really old projects don't work anymore sometimes because the developer adds parameters or something to the plugins so that they don't fit to their old versions anymore, I usually say, okay, but the plugins have to move on at some point, so if it's for the better, then backwards compatibility might not be that important. But in a case like this, where the plugin will only stop working because the developer doesn't want to support it anymore, I would say no, that should not be a reason why stuff should not be compatible anymore. That would kinda annoy me if that was my project then. So I'm very hesitant about thinking that this is cool. If it helps some people to get started with music, then I find that nice. Just dialing in some random synthesizers and just getting anything done might be a cool tool for beginners. But still, if you're a beginner or not, you won't get around just learning a synthesizer that just works on your machine and that will keep on working for basically forever. And it not only gives you a safer feeling about your projects, but also gets you closer to the sound that you actually want to have. And I think that's my conclusion.